Guys, there are spoilers for this film and this review, so if you don't wish to be cast into the fiery battles of hell, go out, watch the film, and come back. You've been warned. Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Ticket Tuesday. I'm your host, Ronan HD. So yeah, this is going to be a great time. Hey guys, welcome back to another Ticket Tuesday. I'm your host, HD, and this week we watched Heretic, the new A24 horror thriller starring Hugh Grant. And I will say, this was edge of your seat. It was really enjoyable, really entertaining, really thought-provoking, and overall just a really tightly and well-written film. But before I go on a little tangent, why I like this film, I'll tell you why I like this film and more back at the house.
Are you interested in learning more about the Church of Jesus Christ?
Come on in.
I think that we're being studied.
You will witness a miracle.
Hey guys, and welcome back to an episode of Ticket Tuesday. I'm your host, Ronan HD, and this week we watched Heretic, released by A24, starring Hugh Grant, Sophie Thatcher, and Chloe East. It is a psychological horror thriller, religious horror thriller, very much. And this film, I'm just gonna jump right into it. I think this film was really good, and I think it did a really good job at really, just building. I think the best scenes in this movie weren't even, the horror scenes or the horrific, scary scenes. I think the best scenes in this movie were where Hugh Grant and the other characters, Sophie and Chloe, were able to bounce off of him, right? Because I think his character is very interesting because he's obviously, he brings up, I think, some decent points, but he's a deranged serial killer that kidnaps and murders people. So, I mean, you can't really agree with a deranged kidnapping serial killer. I mean, I also think, though, one thing I like about it is that, Hugh Grant is such a good actor, right? I think everybody knows that Hugh Grant's a great actor, and he's just such a good villain, and the fact that he has a really good facade in this film. He acts so friendly, but he's really not, at all. So, Hugh Grant's character, I really like his character, because I really because he's not, a generic horror villain, you know what I mean? He's got some depth to him. And while obviously he is, a deranged serial killer, he does seem to be, at first normal. You know what I mean? But he's not. Very much not normal. But one thing I really like about him, he's got an ego, he's narcissistic, he's got a superiority complex, he's pretentious, he's got a massive ego, he's a superiority complex, he thinks he's better than everybody else, he thinks he's probably the smartest person on the fucking planet. He, even though he makes some decent points, he says it like he thinks he's the hottest shit ever. You know what I mean? He thinks he just dunked on these people. He's like, haha, I got you. Right? He really has that whole vibe throughout the entire film. And he just kind of has, a shit-eating grin on his face the entire time. Right? And he's an asshole. Right? I mean, he may seem friendly, but I feel like it's more passive-aggressive than friendly. You know what I mean? It's more subtle. But I really think he's just being kind of facetious. And I really think that this film does a really good job at representing, because people act like him. There are people that act like him. They don't kidnap and murder people. But I mean, the people that think the way he does. And obviously, you can agree. Not everybody has to agree with religion. I think that's fine. People can be opinionated on what they think. I don't really want to touch on that. My opinion is people can believe in what they want to believe in if it's not hurting people. If you're not hurting anyone, I don't give a shit. But I think that this guy, Hugh Grant's character, he just plays the pretentious, Reddit atheist so well. It made me believe Hugh Grant believes what he was saying, which I doubt he believed it. but he was so good. It's kind of like how Steve Buscemi in Reservoir Dogs with the whole like tip monologue that he had at the beginning. Like he says it so convincingly. He says it with such like confidence. Like you believe that he might actually think this stuff. You know, and I think that's just the telltale signs of an amazing actor. And that's like really the highlight of this film, as I said, are the character interactions and the performances from all three of the leads. It's incredible, and I love the game of cat and mouse that they play with each other. I really, really like it, and I really like how they use like real world examples that Hugh Grant's character, Reed, he uses real like things. He doesn't use made up fake things. He uses real products and real things to use as examples to make his points. Like he uses Monopoly as an analogy for religion. Like he uses it'll make sense if you watch the movie. Like, you know, you'll know what I'm talking about. But, like, I really think that this film can also be, like, kind of comedic. I don't mean in, like, the torture scenes, but I mean, like, when Hugh Grant's making his points, he's, like, he's so pretentious, and he's, like, to the point where it's kind of funny at how, like, how passive-aggressive he is. Like, he seems nice, but he's not at all. Right? He seems friendly, but as I said, he's not. And I really think, I can't get over Hugh Grant. Like, I honestly think he should at least be, like, acknowledged for this performance. Because it was so good, and he was so convincing. As I said, he really felt like a pretentious Reddit atheist. I loved it. I mean, he's a heretic, right? He's spreading heresy. That's the name of the movie, right? And his whole ideal is that, you know, religion is used to control people. Religion is used for power. You know what I mean? It's used to, like, hive mind people and control them and have them do their biddings for their own personal gain. That's pretty much what he's saying. So he's doing it himself to make a point, right? He's kidnapping and locking people in cages to make a point. So he's not really right in the head. He could probably, like, wrote a paper about it. Could have, like, made a thesis. He didn't need to build a fucking dungeon and kidnap people. Like, he could have just because said he was, like, a college student. So he could have just wrote a report about it. But I guess that, no, we gotta really make the point. We gotta kidnap people and cut their fingers off. For sure, and freeze them to death, like, and brainwash them. So, I mean, again, though, that, like, falls into his philosophy. Well, they're doing it, so what's wrong with me doing it, right? Is basically what he's saying. As I said, trying to make a point. And it's just, like, I just really like it, because, I don't know, it's just hard to describe, and I don't want to spoil that much. You know what I mean? I don't want to spoil that much. I know I've spoiled a little bit. But, I mean, it's called Heretic. You know, I think you can kind of understand where it's going. You know, and I'm not going to spoil, like, the big stuff. But I have said, obviously, he's a murderer. He kidnaps people. Brainwashes them into, like, a cult. Kinda. Well, I mean, in his mind, he thinks every religion is a cult. So I guess he's just another religion. He's the one true religion, is what he says. But, yeah, I really think that this film was really well done. And overall, I just thought the writing was snappy. I thought that the arguments they would get into with, one of the sisters was, like, I really liked their interactions. Because she was really combative. She was independent. Like, she wouldn't just, like, fall for anything that he said. Like, she would actually fight back and retort. And, like, point out the holes in his arguments. And I really think it's just really, really, really fun to watch. Because I really like this movie. Because, as I said, it's kind of like watching, like, a debate, but an interesting debate. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes debates can be kind of boring, but I really think that, like, I think this debate is interesting because it's, written, you know, and it's, pre-planned, but I don't know. it's just really fascinating, and it's just really fun to watch because of the characters. The characters are the main reason to watch it, as I've said. There's just so much going on with them, and I guarantee there's something I've missed, because in my opinion, I think they're pretty complex. And overall, I just think that you should watch this film. I mean, even if your own beliefs, with your own opinion on religion, I don't think this film is anti-religion, nor pro-religion. I think this film is a commentary, right, on both sides, right? I think it's a commentary on both sides of the spectrum. I think that's what this movie is about. It is not necessarily trying to say, hey, let's go religion, or yo, fuck religion. Religion sucks. That's not really what it's about. It's not that black and white, is what I'm trying to say. And if you're Christian, Islam, Jewish, I don't think you'll be offended by this film, because I think you shouldn't just look at it at surface value. You know what I mean? I think you should try to look into it more, and just take it with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? Just take it with a pinch of salt. And I really think you could get a lot of enjoyment out of this film, because there's truly a lot there. There's truly a lot to dissect. And plus, it's just a great movie. There's great suspense. There's great thrills. It's pretty eerie and chilling at points. It is just a very, very good movie, and I think you should watch it. And with that being said, I think I'd rate this film a 7.5 out of 10. And, yeah, I really, really liked it. Would recommend it. Very good. Very well written. And, yeah, I think that's everything to say. So, guys, hope you like this video. Share with friends. Subscribe. Turn notifications on. Comment below if you liked it. But you guys know how it goes. I don't really say that. What I really meant to say. So, hope you guys hated this video. Unsubscribe. Dislike it. Hate me in the comments. And I've been Rhythm HD. Off to spread heresy. So, Hugh Grant is in this film, and I know Hugh Grant, I like him, but I remember I saw this thing, and somebody posted about how Hugh Grant went to a football game, and they said that he kills people. I don't know if that's true, or if people just think that Hugh Grant is insane. I don't know which is worse, honestly, probably the killing people part. But leave me down in the comments. Is Hugh Grant insane? I'd like to know.